I frantically tried to turn my stuff back on. I tried to grab my controller, and a friggin' letter came up right at that moment. But yeah, we're closer to 100 hours for 100% in New Vegas there. What? This is my goddamn checkpoint? Is tailing the contact? Are you shitting me?
Can't this clod walk any faster?
This is where it checkpointed me. At the very beginning of the tailing mission. Are you fucking with me right now? I do a dialogue with a guy that I think is gonna be cool with me. It immediately turns out that he's not. The cutscene ends, he kills me in probably less than 2 seconds, barely giving me any time to react after the cutscene. And then the checkpoint was like all the way back at the beginning of the tailing mission before I even reached the fort. That has got to be one of the worst checkpoints I think I've ever seen in a video game in my life. This is ridiculous. I killed everybody in that fort, except for maybe like 2 guys at the very end. I think I saw there was a couple guys like on the far side with eco vision. But apart from that, like I killed basically everybody in that fort. I did this entire tailing thing. And because the game was like, surprise, defend yourself right after the cutscene ends immediately. And if you don't react like that, you gotta do the entire thing over again. Like, surprise. And to throw you for an extra loop, here's like a note that's coming up, prompting you to read it, and having like the option to press B to close it if you don't want to read it right now. That just randomly comes up just to screw with you when you have like a second to react or die. Like, are you kidding me, Ubisoft? Like, I cannot believe it. I did not save that I got this stupid thing here, so I'll go get it really quickly, so... This is unbelievable. Not 100%, but all the quests required for it. 100% will probably come down to all the grindy stuff. Oh, gosh dang it. Yeah, so probably 100%. And I guess I wouldn't have 100%'d back when. But I could have sworn I at least did all the main stuff. That's what I would have thought. For instance, I 100% in Skyrim, but if it weren't for exploits, those glitches, the grind levels, it would have added quite a lot of hours, but just the quest, it wasn't that bad. Don't recommend it, as Skyrim is not good enough to do that, but like, yeah, I get you there. Yeah, give me this stupid thing. I got an armor rune. Yeah, I might just sneak my way this time, because screw fighting everybody again. Well, why did it like spin my camera? Why did it do that? Okay, so do that. Should be in through here. Nope, I'm not being tempted by that this time, because that's where everything went wrong before. Open door. There. And then, I'm the one asking questions.
I'm the one asking questions, Finger. Did you craft a set of surgeon's tools for someone called the Leech?
You thick shit! Not hell nor Valhalla will want you once I'm done.
Okay, now I react faster. Okay, he's a warband chief, apparently. I've died! This ability is so dumb!
Fire! There!
I love Ubisoft games so much. Wait, does he leave? Oh, he leaves! Oh, but his spidey senses tingled. He knew that I guess we're not stuck in there. Whoa, we're continuing to go. Okay. What's that ability? Fizz Blast? Which one? The big explosion that just happened there? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm dead. Don't restart me from tailing again. No. Please don't restart me from tailing. It's gonna restart me from tailing again. No. It's 2:04 in the morning. Wait, it didn't start me from tailing this time? Why did it start me from tailing last time? if I had to hazard a guess, like purely design-wise, why it starred me from tailing last time, it's because it doesn't autosave when you're in a restricted area when there's that red bar up there. If you exit the restricted area and go back in, like, it'll typically, like, autosave. Like, let's say I killed half the guys in the fort, and then I dipped out, and then I dipped back in. It would probably autosave that, and then it would restart me if I died at that point where I killed, like, half the people in the fort. And it would load, like, when I was out of it. But if I came into the fort, I killed everybody, and then I died to, like, fall damage, then it would restart me from, like, before I got in the fort. It is possible that with it not auto-saving when I'm in restricted areas, maybe I was tailing him so closely before that I entered the restricted area before the tailing part of the mission ended. So by the time like, the tailing mission ended, I was already in the restricted area, and it wasn't going to create, like, a new autosave for me, because I was already in it. And of course, it wouldn't create, like, an autosave when I was just outside the fort, because it counted me as, like, still in the tailing mission, and it's not gonna do an autosave in the duration of the tailing mission, only when it's completed. And when it was completed, I was done with it. When it was completed, I was in the fort. My brain is being dumb sometimes here. Over there? What? Why is it saying over there, when the dude's over here? That is my best guess of, like, programming-wise, what would cause it to occur, as someone that is programmed, like, a fair amount of video games in university. That would be my guesstimate for what led that to occur. But that still pisses me off. And it should just recognize that I finished the tailing and just spawn me at, like, some predetermined location out of the fort. But yeah, I wouldn't even recommend all faction quests in that godforsaken game of Skyrim. Maybe I shouldn't have killed that guy there. That might not have been the best idea. If this was Ghost of Tsushima, I could throw something that would form like a distraction. But this is not Ghost of Tsushima. At least one thing I can do in this game that I can't do in Ghost of Tsushima is whistle to bring guys over to me. If I want to bring guys over to me in Ghost of Tsushima, I have to, like, use one of my one of my consumable lures, like my wind chimes that I would throw, and just throw it at my feet. Oh, crap, man. Here, let's lose them.
Best we keep a good watch.
Well. Uh-oh.
Meet your fate.
Dang it! Come on! Let's go find a new hiding spot. I don't really want to fight everybody in the fort again. I already did that once and it took a while. So I think I'd rather just not this time. Here, hiding spot. I can even go through here. They're gonna check that out as my last known location. And not know that I'm over here. So this works. There's a lot of guys in here. Please don't see me. Was it this building? No, it was that building over there. Is what it was. That guy's gonna see me, so go back around this way. So I better do. That is so many guys over there. This horse is floating, but that's just the Ubisoft mark of quality. Is what that is. Oh no! Dang it, I was gonna sneak my way around. Ugh. Well, I mean, here, I'm going around this way. That's not really what I wanted to do. I do not want to continue being crouched, honestly. Hell yeah, brother. Okay, come on. They're not gonna find me up here, probably. Have them lose me. I'll go to that house. Now they're kind of surrounding the stupid house. Oh, it's the next house anyway. So if they're surrounding that house, that leaves this house relatively open. Oh, come on! How did they even see me? They saw past part of the roof. What? Did these guys see me? I'm confused. Cathartic to find actual semi-unique enemies after 70 hours of fighting the same shit, doing the same shit with literally nothing different anywhere else. With, Skyrim? Or what now? They don't want to look in here, I guess. 100% Skyrim, yes, gotcha. But I just got 50 EXP points. You can't see that because my camera blocks it, but for whatever reason, I just got 50 EXP points. Okay. Guess I can't chain assassinate from there. I can stomp. Okay, let's, no, please. No! Don't ask why I went through it. Why do you go through it? Man. Stop. Sucks, man. Well, this is just gonna keep on repeating here. Screw it, I'm about to play the best Assassin's Creed Valhalla of my life. Just watch me.
Better keep our eyes open.
Never mind. I was getting ready to do my slide and slow-mo arrow thing, and that guy started throwing axes at me, and I died. Because it just takes a couple hits from those for me to die. He's like the trickster in Dead by Daylight, just rapid-fire projectiles. Some of them will hit you. But it's not going to restart me from the tailing. If it restarted me from the tailing this time, then I would have no idea programming-wise why that could potentially happen. Alright, just actually stealth it this time. Please. Can I air assassinate from here? I sure can't. I can do this. Let's give me a safe landing. What? Did someone see that? You're going to the alarm? Uh-oh.
Your worm food.
No. No. Oh my god. This is the stuff that I'm playing tonight. It's just like the worst Assassin's Creed gameplay known to man. Tailing missions, investigation missions. Whole bunch of failing to stealth. Okay, well, I hit parry, but I think I was in the end leg of my last attack, so maybe I can't cancel it. Maybe, I don't know. I hit parry there. Like, I don't know if my heavy attack still had extra end lag, but I definitely hit it there. But I guess the parry timing isn't quite, isn't quite as generous in Nightmare mode. But yeah. I don't know that 100% in Skyrim is much worse than playing 150 hours of Odyssey. Yeah, I mean... 150 hours of Odyssey. It changes you. The person that you come out as is not the same as the person that you go in as. I had no idea this was here. I was trying to jump to the other roof. It changes you. We don't talk about what happens in Odyssey. Okay, why is my camera getting weird? Alright, let's do this really quickly. I'm gonna loop around the backside here, I think. These guys should probably be fair game to take out. Like that. Like, no one's gonna notice this. Then I go around the backside here. I said no one's gonna notice. Are you sleeping? Are you looking that way? Oh crap, please don't notice. Oh crap. Go around back this way. If this was Ghost of Tsushima, I could just like headshot you with an arrow and then you would die. What? How did you see me? I didn't even do anything! Oh my god. No. Please. You just throw your shield at me? Okay, well. What? What happened to me? I hit parry. But. No. Nose. I'm making, like, no progress this stream. This is absurd. What if I loop around, like, the other way here? Here's something else cool that I can share in the meantime. I brought another plant to game with me. It's been a little while since I brought one of my plants to game with me. Like, you can't really see it. You can just see the pot. You can only really see if I did, like, the full camera here, where it becomes a little bit more evident. But from a distance, it just kind of looks like a stick, is all it really looks like. But it is very much alive and well, which I'm very glad about, because I was worried about that for a little while. What this stick here is one of my Haskap plants that I grew from seed. Yeah, isn't it a nice stick? So, I think it was 2023, when I had found out about Haskap plants, and I went to a farm and tried out Haskaps for the first time. I thought they were really good. I wanted to grow my own Haskap plants, and so I did that. But the thing about Haskap plants is they can't pollinate themselves. So, like, tomatoes, you can have them just, like, pollinate themselves. That's a good question there. A farm out somewhere, essentially, was where I got the seed from, at least. From berries that I picked myself. But if you have a plant that can just pollinate itself, like tomatoes, you can just kind of keep on planting seeds of the same thing, and it'll keep on giving you the same variety of tomato. Maybe very rarely it'll be like a new variety if it crossed with something else, but usually it'll be the same thing every time. And you can cross tomatoes and get, like, well, new things. But most of the time it's going to be pollinating itself. Like, a lot of plants like that will just, like, pollinate themselves most of the time. But Haskaps, like a lot of fruits, like a lot of fruit trees, for example. Dang it, again? They need to be cross-pollinated. If the plant gets its own pollen, like if it's too genetically similar, it's not going to make fruit. So, like, it forces genetic diversity. It's like, hey, we need, like, 2 genetically different parents so that we can continue diversifying the gene pool and stuff. It's one of those plants. But that's not really good for people that want to grow things from seed and just have, like, consistently the same good things over and over again. So Haskaps are not really grown from seed all that much. Haskaps are typically grown from cuttings, where you take, like, a cutting off of an existing plant, put it in the ground, it grows into a new plant, and then you know it's genetically the same as, like, the parent that you, get it off of. Miss the tanky enemies of Odyssey, where they just take, like, forever. Some of these guys can take a while, but I figured out the strats to make them take less long. So yeah, people want more Haskap plants, they take cuttings, so that they for sure get the thing they like, instead of a mysterious new thing. But I kind of like mysterious new things anyway. I would like to figure out how to propagate things by cuttings. I haven't quite figured it out yet. But I was like, hey, let's grow some Haskap seeds. If there are new varieties, like, that's fine. Because the things that are both its parents are both delicious. So why wouldn't the child be delicious? The parent that this came from, in terms of, like, the one that I know for sure is a parent, because that's where the seeds came from, is a Boreal Beauty Haskap, which is a little bit on the sweeter side. Haskaps are kind of a mix of sweet and tart. And Boreal Beauty Haskaps are a bit on the sweeter side. Boreal Beast Haskaps are a bit on the tartar side. So Boreal Beast Haskaps are usually used as, like, the pollinator. Just like, hey, here's something that's a bit genetically different to pollinate your Boreal Beauty and Boreal Blizzard Haskaps and stuff. And not used, like, as much for, like, delicious taste. Like, they're a little bit too tart for some. I like them both. I think I like the Boreal Beauty a little bit more, but I like Boreal Beast as well. Like, both of them are amazing in baking, and, and I'll gladly eat, like, Boreal Beast berries, like, just on their own as well, because I think that they're delicious, too. What? So, the one for sure parent of this plant is a Boreal Beauty Haskap, and the most likely other parent is probably Boreal Beast. There's a chance that it could be something like Boreal Blizzard or just something else that was on that Haskap farm, like an Aurora or a Borealis Haskap, but those typically bloom a little bit later, so it's probably not one of those. And Blizzard typically blooms a little bit later than Beauty does, not as much different. Like, Beast has a bloom time that coincides with both Beauty and Blizzard, so it's a good pollinator for both of them, since, like, Blizzard has, like, good size that people like, and Beast has good taste that people like, and Beast is more of the pollinator. But again, I like the taste of both the parents anyway. So, if this is kind of like a mix, like a middle ground between the sweetness and tartness of Boreal Beast and Boreal Beauty, I think I would find it delicious. So, this plant here is technically a brand new variety the world has never seen. I can name it if I want. And maybe I'll call them like Boreal Harmony Haskaps, because it's kind of like the harmony of those two different types that have come together. Plus, it's like really fitting for like my own kind of brand and everything that I do here. Really quite the attachment to the word harmony and harmonic and stuff like that nowadays. Is there lightning? What the heck is going on? So, this might just be one of the world's first Boreal Harmony Haskap plants then. If that ever gets popularized. I think that you're technically not supposed to propagate Haskaps without, like, the University of Saskatchewan's approval. So, like, you know, but keep that on the down low. Love whacking an enemy for 5 minutes only for you to miss one roll and die and have to do it all over again. Been a while since the last one of, super tanky enemies. No peace around here. Stealth attack. Wow, I bring you far. Whoa, through the wall. So, yeah, in 2023, I sprouted a whole bunch of Haskaps. Usually with things that need the cold, you would need to do what's called stratify them, which means they need, like, a period of cold before they sprout. So things like fruit tree seeds of anything that's hard enough to be here. You can't just take those seeds, plant them, and have them grow. It's probably not going to work. Instead, you need to have them undergo a period of cold, and then plant them. And that's nature's way of, like, ensuring that it's spring. Like, let's say an apple falls from a tree in fall, and, like, seeds get planted. If a sprout comes up right during fall, it's gonna get snowed on, it's going to die, and then, like, that just kind of sucks. The tree would prefer that the new sprouts live. So, a lot of plants have evolved to require a period of cold to tell the seeds, okay, it's warm now after you've just been cold for the past 3 or 4 months. Now is the time to sprout, to essentially be a timer of sorts. Blue mist coming off that building. This would be like the Eagle Vision thing, I would assume, that I'm marking it with. So things like my apple tree seeds, I needed to stratify. Haskaps I thought would need to be stratified as well, when usually I just put them in the fridge for a few months. I've stratified some seeds naturally as well, just by putting them outside for the winter. And then when it gets warm, then they naturally sprout, because they're like, hey, it literally is spring. I'm a member of the Order.
The Order. The Liege bade me give you a message.
The Order? Huh? I'd need more testament than your word
He's
alone.
gonna attack me no matter what.
It is not your place to demand things of the Order.
Maybe not. But I'm not saying shit until I hear.
But I read
something
online that
makes me
Haskap
believe you are
seeds
who you claim.
would need stratification if they'd been out for a while. But if you, like, plant them right after they came out of the berries, they wouldn't need stratification. And I was wondering, like, why that is. Like, is that a thing? Like, I guess maybe there's enough time in the season, because Haskaps fruit really early. So maybe the plant figures there's enough time in the season for our sprout to, like, make it and be able to go dormant for the winter and stuff like that. I don't know. But I figured I'd try it out. And then if it didn't work, if nothing sprouted, I could just take, like, my whole seed tray, put it in the fridge, take it out, water it again a few months later, and then, you know, try again from there. So I just planted seeds, like, right after taking them out of the berries. And they sprouted. I actually sprouted a whole bunch of Haskaps.
Right.
I've talked before on the stream about how
what's the Order miffed about?
I had, like, a whole desk full of Haskaps and 3D printed pots at work.
Tools you made were unsound.
That's not my doing. Sister Frida
Maybe this
says
is the
it's
correct way to
breaking
go.
them faster than I can smith.
Breaking them on the bodies of the poor and unwell. We warned her against such evil.
Now that's not a fair read on her work. She never kills without reason.
That is for us to decide. Where is she now?
Where she always is. The old forum in the shade of the giant's wall.
Thank you, brother.
Well, that's a lot easier than him killing me. Oh, here we go. The tool are to be delivered to the forum. 2 sets pliers, 15 scalpels, 1 surgical saw, 1 set abdominal forceps, 2 sets surgical scissors. Maybe I should actually consider lying to people more in this game. The leech. Hey, it's gonna make some progress on my order thing. So, I sprouted these and you would rather kill them? Well, I can kill them, just for the love of the sport. It actually won't let me now. It actually will not let me now. Wow. I can't even do that. Wow. Alright, I guess he gets to live. Despite him being Mr. Bad Dude here. Alright, so the leech is over here. So anyway, I sprouted a whole bunch of Haskap plants in 2023. And I figured, like, they're gonna be, like, way too small and not able to, like, handle that first winter. So, I kept them inside. They were overwintered, like, on my desk at work. And that's where my... That's why my Haskap plants are on my desk at work for so long. And then, during 2024, last year... I would assume it's just him, because I lied to him. These guys don't know that I'm a lying member of the Order. Yeah, that guy would want to kill me. So last year, 2024, I tried to plant as many as I could. Have them actually be outside, be able to, like, go dormant. Because plants like that need to go dormant. Like, they rely on a period of dormancy, then rapid growth, then dormancy, then rapid growth, and stuff like that. And probably because I didn't mark them with Eagle Vision, I don't know. Is why they may not have been red. Or maybe they were docile, those specific ones, I don't know, but I'd be surprised. So I tried to plant as many as I could. I planted 4 Haskap plants out at the lake cabin. We have a bunch of Haskap plants planted at home here. I planted a few at my Oma's place. Got most of them planted. I gave away a few. I kind of wanted to hold on to a couple that were, like, seeming like they were struggling a little bit or still had, like, some room to grow. Or I just wasn't entirely sure, like, who to give them to, where to put them. Slash also potentially wanting some spares if some of my own ones didn't make it that I'd planted. So there's a lot of different varieties of Haskaps that I made. Each one that'll be like its own genetic combination, I guess. So each one of my seed-grown Haskaps maybe tastes slightly different. Let's put a custom marker and then I know that I'm going the right way this way. And I held on to a few Haskap plants at home, like 4 or something, I think, that it looked like needed some extra attention still. And figured, like, 2024 to 2025 winter, I would keep them here. A couple of them didn't make it. A couple of them seemed really sad or got eaten by spider mites and didn't quite make it. And then there was 2. There was one where it looked like it was starting to go dormant. This one, its leaves were turning yellow. And I was like, oh crap, well, I can't just take it inside and let it continue growing now because it wants to go dormant. And it's gonna throw its whole cycle out of whack if I do that. The other one was continuing to grow, and I was like, oh, if it wants to continue to grow, I guess I'll let it keep on going. That one has now died back a whole bunch, and it's starting to make new bits of growth, and it keeps on drying out and dying, and it's like, oh crap, I should have given that one a period of dormancy. Like, it's been awake too long. It is starting to struggle here. Like, it needs that dormancy to live, so that other Haskap plant is in the cold storage room, and I'll put it in the, it does seem to be getting rarer here. This is gonna take way too long. I'm not going over. So that one's in the cold storage room right now. I'll put it in the fridge. Hopefully it's not too late. Have it in there for a few months. And then this one here, considering it was already, like, losing its leaves outside. They were turning yellow. It was dropping them as part of its natural cycle. I was like, okay, this one has to go dormant. But regular winter might be a little bit intense. Like, 1, it's a pretty young plant. And 2, it's in a pot rather than in the ground. And the concern is that cold can get at it from the side. Like, when it's in the ground, then you have, like, all the other dirt around you insulating. But when you're in a pot on the surface, then there's cold that can get at you from the ground. And I worry that that might be a little bit much on a young plant. So I was like, you know what? Let's give it lesser winter here. Let's give it a little bit of easy mode winter and see if that, like, has it go dormant and do, like, its regular cycle. So, I put it in the fridge. I had this pot with this stick sticking out of the fridge for the past several months, since about, like, maybe October-ish of last year. Once frost started coming in, and once this had lost most of its leaves, I think I had it in the cold storage room for a little while, just, like, slowly accustom it to the cold, and then I shoved it in the fridge. And for the past several months, this has been in, like, the back of my fridge. Like, me, always seeing it back there, but thinking, like, it's not time to take it out yet. But recently, things have been melting, like, a lot. It's been consistently above freezing, and I was like, okay, things are warming up, so maybe it should, maybe I should have the Haskap warm up as well. And, like, it's been in the cold, like, several months. Like, it's gotta think that this is okay for dormancy now. Like, from around beginning-ish of October all the way through to the beginning of March here now. Like, surely that's good enough. So, I took it out of the fridge 1 week ago. Well, now 8 days ago, now that's after midnight. On the 24th of February, I believe it was, I put it in the cold storage room to have it, like, slowly accustomed to it being a little bit warmer. And I worried, like, would the fridge have been good enough? Would that have been, like, convincing enough for it to, like, fully go dormant? Like, is it still alive in there? Because it would normally be used to, like, freezing temperatures, and it's not like the fridge is freezing. It would be a little bit above freezing, so is that good enough? Did it like it? Now that it's been out of the fridge for a week, turns out the answer is yes. I need to Alt-Tab off and probably turn off my tracking here. Oh, my tracking's already off. It is now doing that. It is sprouting at 4 points here. One of them is a little bit tucked away. Like, 3 are really obvious. And all along the stem, that is a new shoot that is coming out. That is a new shoot that is coming out. That is a new shoot that is coming out. This is another new shoot that is coming out. So from a distance, it still just kind of looks like a stick. It looks like a stick in a pot. But when you look close, you see that it is trying to turn itself into a bush. Like, maybe some of these new stalks that come up will be a little bit straighter. Like, this one grew, like, very lopsided. So as these, like, shoot in different directions, heck yeah, bad to the bone. As these ones shoot in different directions, it'll probably have, like, some straighter ones. It'll probably have more ones that go out to the side, just to other sides. Because it wants to be a berry bush, is what it wants to do. That's what Haskaps are, is they're berry bushes. So, I'm very, very impressed with, like, the rate of growth here, considering it has only been out of the fridge for a week. Like, the Haskaps that I have outside, they are not starting to grow yet. They are probably waiting for it to be, like, consistently warmer. And maybe the difference is, like, this one wasn't below freezing. This one was, like, you know, cool temperatures, but not freezing. So it's like, oh, it's warmer. It's for sure time to grow. Like, it's not gonna get below freezing or anything. Whereas the ones outside are like, hey, it's been wicked cold for a while. Even though it's really warm right now, it's been wicked cold for a while. So let's not start growing yet. Like, let's give it a little bit of time. So, none of the Haskaps that I have outside at home here, or the ones at my Oma's place have started growing yet. Like, that'll probably still be a little bit. I guess because they were colder longer. And I thought because it takes a little while before, like, any berry bushes like that, or any fruit trees, like our plum tree we have in the backyard here, it's still going to be a little while before they properly wake up. I thought for sure this would have to be out for a while before it, like, truly started to wake up and try to grow again. That I would have to pull it out of the fridge and just cross my fingers that this stick isn't dead and just keep an eye on it and see if any growth comes out. I really did not have to wait very long at all. I assume the leech is, like, somewhere in here is probably, like, the blue there. Like, the day that I took this out, like, let's see here, I'll send some photos to, like, myself here, and then show on stream. When I took this out, so 8 days ago, technically closer to 7 days ago, but, like, 8 days ago when you count the fact that it's after midnight right now. Gosh dang it, when did I, do it? Did I scroll too far on my camera roll? I am losing my mind here, and now I'm burping. When did I take out this darn plant? Was that before my computer died, or after my computer died? Oh god, I don't know where anything is anymore. There it is. Here we go. So, these photos were taken on... Let me double check by looking at my camera roll here. So that was about when we were dicking around with the fuel tank on my truck. Doing stuff with that. Dang it, now I gotta find it again. Bear with me in my storytelling here. It was when Riley was here. Or it was right as we were giving Riley back. Or right as we were getting Riley? I don't remember here. I just found it in, like, my Discord camera roll. And now I can't find it in my regular camera roll. Alright, it was probably February 24th. If I look at the actual calendar app, I can tell you. Yeah, it was 24th, because I remember checking that earlier today and seeing that it was a week ago. So if I, look at the thingamabob here of me sending pictures to myself. There's some pictures of my fuel tank after working on that a whole bunch here recently. Took it out of the fridge on February 24th. So, you know, just about a week ago here. And it just looked pretty much like a stick. But I did notice at the bottom, like, it did already kind of want to grow. But I'd also noticed this nub. Like, oh, there's a viewbot thingamabob to ban that you can't see, but I sure can. I can show it here. Look, bot thingamabob that I had to ban. I noticed this before I even put it in the fridge, and I was wondering, like, should I leave it out if it's still trying to grow? But, like, it lost all its other leaves. They turned yellow and fell off like it's trying to go dormant. So I figured it might just be like that same nub. That nub, now 1 week later, is probably at least like a solid centimeter long. Like, it's only been the duration of 1 week, and that tiny little nub has become, like, a quite noticeable bit coming out. And there's now more coming out of the base to grow in, like, all sorts of different directions. So, it is very much wasted no time here. It is like, I'm so happy to be awake and grow again. I'm completely rejuvenated. So, I was very, very worried about its time in the fridge, thinking, like, is this cold enough? Does it need, like, a little bit of fluctuation of daytime, nighttime temperatures? Does it need it to be, like, colder? Because that's what it's evolved to expect. Like, is the fridge above freezing here gonna be okay? Where it's just, like, consistently a little bit above freezing? And, like, is that gonna be alright? It friggin' love the fridge time. It looks like this plant really wishes it could be Green Lantern's girlfriend right now. Like, it seemed to, like, absolutely adore that. You see nothing. You see nothing at all. Heck yeah. Stabby stab. So I'm really quite excited that that Haskap plant is okay. And again, like, I have lots of other Haskap plants that I grew from seed that were stratified naturally outside and will hopefully be coming back this year, and I'll be able to try out all sorts of flavors that are all probably different combinations of like Boreal Beauty and Boreal Beast, so they'll probably have like the same flavor range, but maybe some minor differences. I'm gonna be trying them out, seeing which ones are my favorites. I gave a decent bit of Haskap plants away to different people, like different people out at the lake, and I told them, like, my one condition is I want to try the berries off these plants one day. Pick out my favorite from, like, my hybrids that I grew. And then if I decide that, like, that one's my favorite, then I would like to take cuttings off it one day so I can propagate it and grow more. If it turns out it's a new favorite. So, I might be, I don't think that they would fruit this year. I think that they're still a little bit small for that. This plant might fruit in 2026. Maybe. If it does fruit this year, it'd probably only have, like, a couple berries and that's it. But I'd be very surprised if it fruited. So, I'm probably gonna have to wait a little bit longer. But I am very much looking forward to what my new hybridized fruit tastes like. Some new flavors and stuff. You? Can I not assassinate? Can I not? Oh, now I can. What?
Her eyes have been removed. I have a feeling this is the missing.
Okay, well, there we go. That worked. That was kind of weird. But yeah, I'm sure that the ones I had planted in the ground outside and had like the insulation in the ground are probably fine.
I'm nearly finished.
That is enough.
Oh, it's you.
For all the dead we collect, dear sister, you and I are equals.
Quite a charnel house. I'd lost count of how many. I suppose I've been greedy in my research, but not for lack of care. The ancient ones, the arbiters, they built us out of simple pieces.
Dramatic
So easy
boom
to break.
sound effect.
So difficult to mend. There must be an improvement. We should be stronger, faster, smarter. I could have fixed us. I could have made us better.
We are blood and bone and spirit, Frida Swith. Perfect as we are.
You've such beautiful eyes. Finish it. Would you?
The booms are so loud. And the water gets pretty loud at some points, I've noticed as well. Both of which are way louder than the voices. Another dramatic boom.